French Connection.
Right.
Yeah, one of the things that I really like about Friedkin's technique in particular is his cinematic set pieces. You can get a sense of how to do a sequence like that yourself if you study his sequences. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about like the car chase in French Connection, but I also mean like the foot chases.
And by the way, talk about re-releases, okay? Release French Connection, then there's a re-release of the French Connection, then there's a double feature re-release of the French Connection, and Vanishing Point.
Yeah.
All right? Then there's another re-release, the French Connection and the 7-Ups. And then there's another re-release, the French Connection and Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. All right, they're all Fox movies, they're all Fox car chase movies.
Right.
But the thing is, by the time that the French Connection shows up on the ABC Sunday Night Movie, it's cut up so much, and this is before video, so you feel like, okay, it's lost.
Yeah.
Okay, now the movie's gone. So they hung around a lot longer, but when they went to TV, it was as if they were gone for good.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to see, because it's before video, you'll never be able to see the French Connection the way it was when it came out. Well, actually, you would have be able to got French Connection because Magnetic Home Video was the first company out, and then they made a deal with Fox.
All the Fox
shit was the first shit that ever came out.
I think it goes even deeper than that, because the thing is, Coppola makes the family so vital that you're actually able to look at The Godfather on one level as a movie about a family business. It could be about the family dry cleaners. They were in the olive oil business, but they could be fighting all about the barbecue joint that the family has opened, and this brother knows the barbecue sauce, and this brother knows how to cook the meat.
Sure.
And they don't fucking like each other. But they fucking need each other. And if all the people in this room who sold frozen yogurt were to die, I'd be the only one standing.
Yeah, well, it's like, people had done sequels before, but it was like Godfather 2 that really kind of put forth the idea out there that you could actually do a sequel that could possibly be even as good as the first one, and even like work as a companion piece.
And
there had never been a part 2 before. Oh no, exactly. It was like, when most people now, they were so successful in that way that when most people now, they say, yeah, I remember this scene in The Godfather, and then you don't know if they're describing Godfather 1 or Godfather 2. They just kind of blend.
Seamless.
The other punch of the 1-2 punch that changed everything was, one, there was the whole happy endings thing, which kind of brought an end to that nihilistic period, which is a very sad thing. For a little while there, you could kind of do whatever you want.
Sylvester Stallone isn't a boxer. He learned how to box for the films.
Back then, if a movie made $8 million in profit. That way, oh good. I mean, one movie wasn't supposed to be the blockbuster. They were all supposed to kind of carry their own weight. And you had Rocky come out in '76, and the whole thing about Rocky was there hadn't been happy endings. In fact, realistic endings were the new happy ending. No, it's just a wave, and it goes for 5-6 years, and people get used to it, and it is what it is. And then all of a sudden, Rocky comes along that actually has a happy ending. And it's not about a guy and you're just watching him and his problems. There's actually a fairy tale aspect to it, and you watch the happy ending and you feel good. But because you haven't seen a happy ending in a long time, Rocky didn't end with Robert Blake getting shot for no reason whatsoever off of his motorcycle and dying in the street like he does in Electric Light and Blue.
Yeah.
Or the father killing his daughter at the end of Joe.
Right.
Those kind of tragic endings were the endings of the day.
When Rocky came out, and it ended like with a happy ending. What's funny is like Rocky would actually be considered like a middle ending now, because actually Rocky didn't win the fight in the end of the first one. All right, but he did what he wanted to do. He won it for himself. But people walked out. It had been a long time since they'd gone to a movie and walked out feeling great. All right, and people remembered how good it was. And Stallone even was saying, I want to do movies that have happy endings. America wants that. Well, America actually found out they did want that. Oh, Rocky was, at the end of the day, probably Rocky was probably like my favorite movie at that time period when I was a kid. It just said so much to me. One, the movie, and two, just Stallone's whole story was very inspirational to me, because at that time I wanted to be an actor and everything like that. I hadn't thought about directing yet or anything, but I actually had no hope that I would be lucky enough to go out and audition for a movie and be chosen out of all the people, then I would be the guy. I always felt that I would have to do what Stallone did. I would have to write it myself. That was it. I always felt, I never felt I would be so lucky to be picked out of the group. I always felt that I would have to be the master of my own destiny to some degree. And so that movie, and he spoke so much to me. Actually, a lot of time has passed since Rocky and stuff, and people kind of make fun of Stallone, but I've always thought he was a terrific actor. I think he forgot how good of an actor he could be.
One of the few theaters in the South Bay, the UA Torrance, that was a standalone theater, but the UA Torrance managed to have really wonderful experiences there. I remember even seeing Annie Hall there, on a Sunday. It's a new Woody Allen movie. Didn't know anything about it. Just I was 14.
Yeah. Because it came out the year before Manhattan.
Yeah. And so I just looked in the newspaper. It was playing at a 3:30 show on a Sunday. I didn't even tell my mom what I was doing. I just hopped on the bike and rode out there and saw Annie Hall. And little did I know, I'm seeing a real piece of cinema art that my 12 or 13-year-old brain is not really it's equipped to handle it, but it's handling it. It's a thing.
Right.
I've seen a thing.
Right. And you knew it.
And the thing that was even hard for critics at its time to decipher.
Right.
I mean, some people just thought it was a joke machine because they couldn't see the depth inside of it. It wasn't that, oh, wow, my mind was blown, but I had seen something.
Yeah.
That it wasn't bananas.
Right.
Or
take the money and run.
And so I remember I rode my bicycle home. So I'd just seen Annie Hall. And it leaves you with that kind of melancholy, kind of wistful feeling. And I'm having melancholy and wistful feelings about something I've never lived. And I ride the bike home, and I just kind of go in my room, and I just remember lying down on the bed and thinking about what it was that I saw.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movie memories. Of just coming home from on a Sunday afternoon. It's still daylight outside. My mom didn't even know I went to the movies.
Wow.
And I'm just kind of having this private moment with Annie Hall.
There's a difference between suspense and terror. And on one hand, it's razor thin. On the other hand, it's as wide as the Grand Canyon. Suspense is what's going to happen. Terror is you're afraid you know exactly what's going to happen and you don't want to see it.
Yeah.
You do not want to see what you think is going to happen, and you think the worst. And you're afraid you're right. And if you care about the character, it's even worse. But there's a manipulation in that because, just you using the Silence of the Lambs example. That sequence is magnificent. I will push back on one aspect of it, though. I've seen some movies before. I did not think Jodie Foster was going to die. At that point in the movie, I would have been surprised if it ended with Buffalo Bill killing Jodie Foster. The end. No, I've seen too many movies to think that was actually going to happen. Now, I was caught up in the moment, but I still have a movie brain going on.
Are you saying that it would be a better film if the film ended with Buffalo Bill wearing Jodie Foster?
No, I'm using it to go back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because one of the reasons that scene works so effectively is because Cliff could die. Narratively, movie-wise, in every way, shape, and form, he could die in that sequence.
What's the name of the actress who plays...
the one in the pit?
Yeah.
I don't remember her name, but the girl in the pit. Come back, bitch.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Video Archives podcast. Before we start, I wanted to just actually say a healthy shout out to one of our customers, one of our season pass members, did very, very well at the Oscars recently. He won three Oscars. He won 3 Oscars. Okay, so 4. Yeah, he won 4. And I should know because I gave him one of them. And the Oscar goes to Honora Sean Baker! And that is our season pass customer member, Sean Baker. I only cared about the one I gave him. And by the way, and apparently I've heard from quite a few different people that one of the only negatives about him being on this wild ride he's been on is that when it comes to our show, go figure, he's one of those dedicated souls that actually likes to play the Video Archives at home game. So he waits for the clues to what the 3 movies are going to be and then watches the 3 movies before the episode. So he's like seen all 3 of them so he can match wits with us. And the last few weeks has gotten in the way of him being able to do that. So that's the only chagrin he's had in his ascension.
Wow.